What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Instant Replay, the daily show. It's your boy ACS. I'll be solo tonight. Show ain't gonna be that long. Obviously, the Wednesday show always we normally pick games on this show, and then sometimes we pick them on Sunday. This is gonna be one of those games where we're gonna pick the games on Sunday. We will, however, both me and my co-host V and I both have picked the Bucks for tomorrow night's game against the Falcons for Thursday night football. So let me get a couple things up here real quick. All right, here we go. All right, anyway, so welcome anybody out there, y'all watching. Appreciate it. I always forget to say this, and I don't know why. I'm like so excited to like jump into the like actual, football meat and potatoes of the show. But there's links down below if you want to join the Patreon. You can feel free. If you want to join the Discord, man, jump on the Discord, join it. Sometimes we get in there and talk a little football trash or whatever. And there's other links down below as well. I'm talking about if you want to get some merch for the instant replay stuff. We've had those things up for years. Nobody hardly buys it, but always got to advertise it, right? But I always forget. So there you go. Anybody who didn't know, there you have it. Obviously, the show's going to be short today. Not much college football news. We don't have any games. We do, however, and let me get this pulled up here real quick, man. This shit is crazy, man. So Michigan fired their head coach. And then he's now detained by police. So I'm gonna read this real quick. Let me see if I can get this shit. I'll pull it up a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. That's not the right thing. That's not the right. This is crazy news because it's like this stuff was developing as I'm at work, and I'm like, what the hell is going on with Michigan? I know he got fired, and they said that there was an inappropriate relationship, which coaches, man. The same thing happened to, damn it, I can't remember the coaches in Boca. The coach now, I think now he coaches the Houston Rockets. He used to coach the Boston Celtics when they lost to the Warriors in the finals. And then he got fired in the offseason for having an inappropriate relationship with like somebody on the staff, which is, I don't know what their rules are. I mean, a lot of organizations, programs, a lot of places have things like that where they don't like certain stuff to go on in the workplace. And I guess this is one of those things. So let me get this up here as we jump in real quick. Ex-Michigan coach Moore detained by police after firing. Sherron Moore was detained by police in Saline, Michigan on Wednesday and was later turned over to a second area police department for investigation into potential charges. I don't know if that's Saline or Saline. Police department stated. I apologize if I ain't getting it right. Anyway, the city of Saline Police Department assisted in locating and detaining former University of Michigan football coach Sherron Moore. The department said in a statement released to ESPN. Mr. Moore was turned over to the Pittsfield Township Police Department for investigation into potential charges. Now, who knows what those are? That's the thing. When I read this thing like 3 times, I was like, well, what are the charges? I guess they're keeping those up under wraps for whatever reason. It says the University of Michigan fired Moore as its head football coach earlier Wednesday following an investigation into Moore's conduct with a staff member. head football coach Sherron Moore has been terminated with cause effective immediately, the school said in a statement. Following a university investigation, credible evidence was found that Coach Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. The conduct constitutes a clear violation of university policy, and U of M maintains zero tolerance for such behavior. Calls to the Saline and Pittsfield Township Police Departments have not been returned. Moore, 39, spent 2 seasons as Michigan's head coach after serving as an assistant under Harbaugh with the program beginning in 2018. Okay, so again, I have no clue what the charges are. I do know that they fired him for conduct. I don't know whatever they want to call that shit, but conduct that is against the rules of the university or whatever, or the program or whatever they deem unnecessary. I mean, obviously, I don't know what to think of it because we've all seen recently, right, when it comes to the Lane Kiffin stuff that came out of him having these relationships with students, which in college football, it's not illegal, bro. I mean, it's a coach could be however old. Most of the students that go to college are, what is the charge? Enjoying the meal as succulent. What up, Joey? Hey, man, chill, bro. Chill. What's good, bro? But like Lane Kiffin was doing this stuff at Ole Miss. Obviously, they don't have anything against certain things. Again, I don't know what this dude did at Michigan. It said just an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Who knows what that means? But I do know that every place isn't the same. And like I said, the Celtics had something like that in place too, where Mike, I can't remember the damn coach's name, dude. It's hard to pronounce anyway. He used to coach the Celtics. He coaches the Rockets now. Hell of a coach now. Hell of a coach. He had the Rockets up there. Yeah, he's a hell of a damn coach. But he did something in Boston that forced them to fire him, right? After he just took them to the finals, they fired that fool in the offseason. Not because they lost the finals to the Golden State Warriors, but because whatever they deemed it. So again, I'm gonna leave this alone after this, but I'll bring it. Ex-Michigan coach Sherron Moore was fired by Michigan, and then now he's getting detained by the police. I have zero clue what the charges are. Not gonna speak on that because I don't know. But that shit is crazy, ain't it? Ain't it crazy? Holy shit. Yo, what the hell is going on in Michigan, bro? What is going on? Anyway, let's get back to this. All right, let's jump into some NFL stuff. I did tell you, let's see. Let me get this pulled up right here. Let's see. Make sure I get this up for y'all to see. So when it comes to this week's game picks, we're going to pick the remainder of the games. We'll pick Thursday night tonight. Obviously, I'm going to show you me and V's picks. On the Sunday pregame show, we'll be doing game picks as far as the rest of the game. One loss to the Buckeyes, and it, yeah, man, it all crumbles. That's the only thing that's been holding it together was they beat Ohio State 4 straight years, bro. Let's see. All right. Oh, it's back. All right, so anybody wondering, and like I said, I'll throw up our game picks for Thursday night's game, which I believe is the final Thursday night game of the season. Falcons, Bucks. We both are picking Bucks. Falcons traveling down there. They ain't been together that season. The Bucks need themselves a dub to get back on it. Not saying the Falcons can't win. It's just not looking that good, bro. And the Bucks, we do know that they got a good football team, and they've been dealing with some tough shit as of late. So yeah, man, Falcons, Bucks. We both picking Bucks. All right, man. So before I go any further, first of all, let's take a look at the division standings in the NFL right now. As it sits, so division standings after week 14, the AFC East, you got New England winning it. They play Buffalo on Sunday. I guess New England, if they win, they wrap up the division on Sunday. If they lose, I think Buffalo still has a chance. Anyway, Miami, New York Jets. AFC North, Pittsburgh still holding on to that top spot. They still play Baltimore one last time. However, they have the Miami Dolphins on Monday night this week. So Baltimore at 6-7, Cincinnati at 4-9. I think it's funny. I don't think that the Cincinnati Bengals have been mathematically eliminated yet. They had their chance, man. And me and V both had believed that the Bengals might win out this season with Burrow back until that old weird chain of events that happened. An unfortunate series of events that took place in the second half of that game against Buffalo. The dude jumping 17 feet in the air to catch the interception and running it back. The next pass play from Burrow was tapped in the air, was batted down, and then somebody was tipped and somebody picked it off. That's another interception. Just weird shit happening, right? I expected to see Count Olaf appear somewhere in the fucking stands after I watched a literal series of unfortunate events for the Bengals took place in a small period of time in the Bills game last week. Insane. All right, anyway, AFC South, Jacksonville on top, Houston in second place, bro. What I need to find out, I need to see how many times if Houston and Jacksonville have already played twice. Let me see. But look at that division. Indianapolis ain't winning, bro. I know Phillip Rivers. I'll get to that in a second. Phillip Rivers has come back to the in practice today for the Indianapolis Colts. I don't think it's gonna happen. I can't say never. Tennessee down there at 2-11. But these two teams, bro, if they got another game to play, that might come down to see who wins the AFC South. However, I do think both of these teams right here will make it from the AFC South. One will just be a wild card. And then the AFC West, Denver 11-2. The Chargers 9-4, Kansas City 6-7. They will not win the division this year. It's already been, I don't know if they've been mathematically eliminated, but they will not win the division. And then you got the Raiders down there at 2-11. All right, the NFC division standings after Week 14 in the NFC East. The Philadelphia Eagles in the top at 8-5 on a 3-game losing streak. You got the Dallas Cowboys at 6-1. Obviously, if Philadelphia loses out and Dallas wins out, I think the Dallas Cowboys might win their division, which is insane. Washington is 3-10. The New York Giants are 2-11. They just out here trying to spoil shit for folks. NFC North, you got the Packers at 9-3-1 in the lead right now. Chicago Bears at 9-4 in second place in the division. Obviously, we play again in not a little bit over a week and a half from now. We're going to play again. And then which Chicago has the Browns this week, which is not a sail through. And we play the fucking Broncos this week, which is definitely not a sail through. So Detroit at 8-5 and Minnesota at 5-8. I think we're the only. Wait a minute. Let me make sure. Let me see. Yeah, still the toughest division, dog. We're the only team. We're the only division that our lowest team in the division has more than 2 wins or more than 3 wins. We're the only one that the lowest team in the division has more than 3 wins. So there you have it. All right, NFC South, Tampa Bay 7-6, Carolina 7-6. These 2 teams will fight for this thing. With Tampa Bay playing Atlanta tomorrow night on Thursday Night Football, they very badly need that dub, which is why I think that they will win. And New Orleans down there at 3-10. The NFC West, you got the Rams at 10-3. You got Seattle Seahawks at 10-3. Those 2 teams play each other again. The Rams already beat them the first time. San Francisco at 9-4. They as well should have 3 teams. I don't know with us. I don't know. Detroit, I don't know what's gonna be. I think that the NFC, I think they're gonna have 3 teams in the playoffs. So that is for surezies right there. I think. I ain't gonna say surezies, I just think they will. San Francisco gonna be playing now. Arizona at the bottom, 3-10, right? So that's the division standings. Here is the playoff picture. The playoff picture after week 14. So what you would have, right? The AFC number 1 seed is the Denver Broncos. The NFC number 1 seed, which would have a first-round bye in the playoffs. They would have the bye. All right, the wild card round. Here's what you would have. You would have the Houston Texans at the New England Patriots, 7-2. And the NFC, you would have the 7 seed versus the Packers versus 2 seed, which would be the Bears and the Packers again, right? And then if you look at number 6 seed versus number 3 seed, which right now would be Buffalo Bills versus Jacksonville Jaguars. And then you would have the San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles, right? And then you would have the 5 seed Chargers at the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? And then you would have the 5 seed Seattle Seahawks at the 4 seed Bucks. It's crazy as hell considering the Seahawks record is so much better than the Bucks right now. That's insane to see that they would have to travel, right? But we've seen things before, right? We've seen that kind of shit before. So let me get something up real quick. Let's see. About to wrap this thing up, y'all. I told you the show's going to be short. No game picks except for the first 2. Let's see. What we got? Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I did not know this. They activate Mike Evans and McMillan from IR. So them cats might play this tomorrow night. I don't know if they'll play tomorrow night. That's kind of crazy. Rivers is an option to start Colts and wait to see mode. They do play the Texans, man. Look. The Houston Texans defense is absolutely extravagant. Phillip Rivers is 44 years old, bro. I will say this when it comes to Phillip Rivers, though. I did not know this. Shane Steichen, the coach from the Colts, him and Phillip Rivers stayed in touch over the past couple of seasons. And Phillip Rivers uses the Colts playbook for his high school football team. That's crazy, right? Remember I told y'all I was talking about it. He coached high school football when he retired from the NFL, his son's team. And so in being a coach, they use the Colts playbook. They use Colts plays. So he's still familiar. I don't know how much that's going to mean against the Texans defense, man. I'm telling you, bro. Texans defense is not a joke, man. Let's see. Jaden Daniels is out again. They might as well just bench Jaden Daniels for the rest of the season. Don't risk anything else, but Jaden Daniels is out again. He's out against the Giants. Let's see. Projects for new reference, CBA, Stump trying to fix performance. Kelsey, Brown, Sanders, focus on Bears, nothing else. I think that's going to be a good game, man. I think the Bears and the Browns is going to be a good game, dog. Tell you what, Bears, don't let Myles Garrett get that record. He still needs a couple of damn sacks to break that record for single season sacks, and he's running out of games to do it in. So, Yeah, I do think the Bears though they're good enough to pull this game out. However, like I said, the Browns are like upstart. Like it's a weird game because look, the Browns beat us, and that was with Joe Flacco at quarterback. Obviously, at the time, it was early in the season. It was week 3, and the Packers were just too high on themselves at the time. But let's, let's see. JJ Watt says, as a football fan, Colts signing Rivers is awesome, unless he dies. Unless he unless he gets decapitated on unless he gets decapitated. So yeah, pitcher chance to make postseason. All right, y'all. That's about all I got for the day. Like I said, this is going to be a very short show. We're going to pick the rest of our games on the Sunday pregame show. So if you guys would like to tune in, then 12 noon on Sunday, we'll be live. We'll pick the games for the Sunday slate. Obviously, got some pretty massive games coming up for my team as well. The Packers play the Broncos on Sunday. That's pretty massive in Denver. Denver's defense is not a joke, so we'll see what that happens. But yeah, man, we'll give any more news that we find out, any more developments in the Phillip Rivers stuff. He's probably going to start on Sunday. If I had to guess, I'd say he's probably going to start. But again, who knows? Let's. Oh, my bad. Power rankings, man. Let's look over the power rankings real quick before we bounce. Okay, here we go. Power rankings. All right, let's go down. Let's get down here to the bottom. I knew I was forgetting something, y'all. All right. Here we go. Bring this up here real quick. All right, so here go the power rankings. Las Vegas Raiders, they're at number 32. At number 31, you got the Tennessee Titans. At number 30, you got the New York Jets. At number 29, you got the New York Football Giants. At number 28, you got the Cleveland Browns. At number 27, you got the New Orleans Saints. Arizona Cardinals at number 26. At number 25, you got the Washington Commanders. At number 24, you got the Atlanta Falcons right there. You got 23, you got the Minnesota Vikings. At 22, you got the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's see. At number 21, you got the Miami Dolphins. Okay, this is about it. Okay. All right, now 20 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At number 19, you got the Baltimore Ravens. They lost 27-22 to the Steelers. Carolina Panthers were on a bye this week. They're at number 18. They stay pat. Let's see. At number 17, you got the Indianapolis Colts. They were net 10. They fell 7 spots. Obviously, that has a lot to do with them losing Daniel Jones for the season and signing Phillip Rivers. They're like, I don't know how powerful you guys are anymore. Kansas City Chiefs, they were at 16 last week. They didn't drop even though they lost to the Texans. That's kind of wild. Dallas Cowboys stay pat at number 15. They lost to the Lions 44-30. Pittsburgh Steelers, they were at 21. They were up 7 spots. They beat the Ravens. Obviously, you see the teams that I just mentioned in front of them that didn't move. That's why the Steelers jumped ahead. Okay, 7-6. All right, you got the Los Angeles Chargers at 9-4. They beat the Eagles 22-19. Week 4. Okay, the Chargers, that's right. They moved. They were 14 out of 13. The Houston Texans beat the Chiefs 20-10. They stay at number 12. Crazy. Detroit Lions 8-5. They beat the Cowboys 44-30. They stay at 11. And the Chicago Bears, they were number 8. They dropped to number 10. They lost to us 28-21. The Philadelphia Eagles dropped. They were number 6. They dropped 3 spots. They lost to the Chargers 22-19 in overtime. Jacksonville Jaguars were at number 13. They jump up to number 8 after beating the division-leading Colts. They are now in the lead. The San Francisco 49ers were on a bye this week. They stay at number 7. Let's see. We got the Buffalo Bills who beat the Bengals 39-34 in a wild-ass game. They're up from number 9 to number 6. The Green Bay Packers, we stay pat at number 5. We beat the Bears. Denver Broncos beat the Raiders 24-17. They dropped. They were at 3. They dropped to 4. Obviously, Seattle Seahawks 37-9 over the Falcons. They were 4. They jumped up to number 3. And the New England Patriots 11-2. They dropped the spot. They were number 1, but they had a bye week. And, of course, the Los Angeles Rams didn't have a bye week, so you jump, folks. That's normally what happens. Fake collusion. Oh, shit. Los Angeles Rams beat the Cardinals. Hey man, hey Joey, that's gonna be a game Sunday, man. Hey, y'all just make sure that cat don't get his sacks, man. I'll be all right. Anyway, number one, the Rams, like I said, they played this week. Number two didn't, and they won in convincing fashion, 45-17. So they're gonna jump you. That's just how that shit works. So here's the power rankings, y'all. So again, like I said, we'll see you guys on Sunday at 12 noon Eastern time for the Sunday pregame show. We're gonna do the rest of our game picks then and get you guys ready as much as we can and prepare for the 1 o'clock slate of games. Obviously, I'm going to be watching those, you know what I'm saying, from afar as I get ready for my 4:30 matchup, which, bruh, I just found out, which I should have looked ahead, but I didn't think there was a reason to look ahead, that the Colts play at 4:30 as well on CBS. Obviously, I'm out of market for both games. The Packers play the Broncos at 4:30 on CBS. I'm only going to get one of those games on my television. And with Phillip Rivers coming back, even though the better game to play would be the division-leading Packers versus the division-leading Denver Broncos, they're probably going to show oh, for real, it's a female wrestler who's fine. She was fine as hell, man. Who was it, man? You know what I'm saying? Let your boy know who it was, man. You know what I'm saying? I like looking at some cheeks every now and again, bro. You know what I mean? You already know, man. But yeah. So the game, there's a chance that because Phillip Rivers is making his first start in 5 years, that they might show the damn Colts game instead of the Packers. Instead of the division-leading Packers versus the division-leading Broncos, there's a possibility that I might have to watch the damn Colts and shit on Sunday. Right. Please spare me the heartache and put the more important game up. Put the more important game up, man. Just put it up. I mean, it's the Colts are playing the Texans, dog. Maybe people, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who might want to watch Phillip Rivers get absolutely destroyed by the Texans defense. I would like to see that maybe, but I also would like to watch the Packers play the Broncos. So get out of here with that nonsense, man. Come on. Anyway, I think it's more important. I mean, look, two division leaders playing. Don't you think that's more? I mean, look, last week they made sure that the Packers and the Bears like literally was on television, and I didn't have to watch the other nonsense that they might have had on there. So anyway, all right, y'all. Like I said, everybody who tuned in, I appreciate it. I always playing like with these little short shows. I'm like, yeah, I'll be on there for like 10 minutes. It's been 25 minutes, y'all. 25 minutes live, and that's just how it goes. But anyway, like I said, I appreciate everybody. All the links down below if you want to join our the Discord, there's a link down there for that. If you want to join the Patreon, there's a link up there for that too, man. And then, so everybody, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. You guys, there ain't much football on until Sunday, which is wild. I thought the NFL started on Saturday this weekend, but it doesn't. So we're going to have to wait for that till next weekend. But see y'all later, you guys. Enjoy it, and I'll see y'all Sunday at 12 noon. Peace out.